Hey guys, the Fediboba here with update 30 on the forest. We're in the yacht, which just opened up. It looks really good. There's a number of lore items in here and consumable resources, like there's an air canister, soda, 3 to 4 candies on that left shelf. This right here is actually, not the door, but the bed actually is functioning. I'll show it in a second when I turn the HUD back on. That's really cool. It makes this a great emergency base. Just make sure you don't get caught by sharks going too far out. You got a wonderful picture of Virginia right here. It goes into your book if you wanted to look at it again. Oh, check out the Reddit, by the way. Somebody's translating a log on Virginia. It was from Latin, I guess. It's pretty cool. Up on top, it's very roomy now. Just you can't build anything. I tried. So if you really wanted to make this a base, you'd have to bring out some platforms, and that'd take a lot of logs. Still cool. Very cool. Real quick, I don't actually play co-op. I've considered it, but I don't have a set schedule at the moment, and I'm looking to get one going into the future, just for releasing stuff. But I wanted to show the general mechanics anyways, even though I don't have a co-op. You get this metal can tin thing from the back of the plane. You craft with it, and then when you equip it, you actually present these items out. So you're like, here, have this wonderful dish of nonsense. And then as another player, you would come up to that and be like, oh yes, thank you very much, I like that. Alright, back to the boat. Actually, when I just left, I turned around and the red cannibal was standing on the yacht. Now this isn't new, but that was scary. New bone fence. It's just right next to the other fences. It's twice as strong as the regular wood fence though, so quite powerful. You can now light cannibals just by throwing them on a fire. Oh, there you go. There is a new blood mechanic. So as I'm striking him, you can see some damage happening. And they fell on the fire like a pro. And then again, more obvious right here. Oh. And then small fire, bonfire. Be careful when you're throwing bodies onto the bonfire. I actually burnt myself. This definitely makes it much easier to get bones though. A completed bone fence. There is a bone basket as well, to if you wanted to save them after killing a lot of cannibals. Holds up to 86 bones. That's a lot. Actually, the purpose for the new blood mechanic was to show damage on these mutants because they're a little bit harder to see. Alright, under decoration we have a weapon rack now. So you can see you can throw it up against a wall. Grab a weapon and then deposit it like C, what would you do for other stuff, and it looks really cool. I'd like to get a second katana or something. Mud has been brought back, so after it finishes raining, I didn't see any mud until it completed. You will find these mud piles, like this one over here, and you can rub yourself in it to help increase your stealth ability. Now the eye has actually changed as well, so it's a bit larger, but when I applied the mud, it didn't really go anywhere. I imagine it still has an effect, however. Also, you can see the new crow with the sound they have. Sounds really good. Some changes to the snowy area to make the look a lot better. It definitely feels really cold now. You can see on the right hand side there's this kind of like thick fog. It looks cold, and a lot more trees, so if you were trying to build there, it's not as much of a pain anymore. It looks really good. Also, if you listen, they have this windy, blustering sound in the background that plays sometimes. There is a new snowy tent. It's floating because I spawned it. There is also this frozen guy. He's got a candy bar in his hand. Alright, and that's a lot of the major changes to the forest, patch 30. I really like the new snowy area. It looks really good. The yacht obviously is amazing. I really want to make a base there, but unfortunately, it'd probably be a pain to bring all the materials over there. Almost wish you could just kind of like, beach the yacht by pushing it or something. Or bring it at least a little bit closer. At least it's a safe zone, so long as you avoid sharks. Moving on to more of the listing of this patch. We have that new metal tin tray allowing you to trade items with other players in multiplayer. Stores up to 6 different items in any amount. They say cloth, skull, flare, and explosives are currently blacklisted, so you might not be able to trade those. Other multiplayer changes: improved performance for hosts when clients are far away, fixed cliff climbing not working properly when host and client are both holding the climbing axe. I've heard people were stuck in caves because of this bug, so that's a good one to fix. Revamped gather body workflow after dying. Dead body has been replaced by a backpack. Backpack now has all the items you lost on it. Steal item trigger now requires player to hold the take button for 0.5 seconds. Lowered kill delay of down players from 3 seconds to 0.5 seconds. Doubled bone pickup auto destruct delay. I don't know what I read. Again, since I haven't really played any multiplayer, maybe somebody who does will know what that means. Doubled bone pickup auto destruct delay. Fixed inter-cave animation not playing for other players. Out of multiplayer changes. Male and female bodies can now be burned by dropping them on a burning fire. After burning, it provides 4 bones and 1 skull. We've seen that, pretty cool. Lowered weapon fire light intensity. New buildings, wall weapon rack decoration, shown it. Bone fence is twice as strong as the stick fence, shown it. Bone basket storing up to 86 bones, also shown. New art, frozen body in snow, we've seen it. Small camp with frozen body and orange tents added to snow area. See, now I looked for this, but I couldn't find it. Maybe I was just being really blind, but I did. I honestly looked around. I cut down a whole bunch of trees, and I didn't see it. So let me know in the comments if you did find it, or maybe if it wasn't added. I'm hoping I wasn't being that blind. Fixed removing water skin from crafting mat. Improved look of subsurface on enemy creatures. Balance changes. Halved amount of meat turtles provide. Now, later on, they're going to say something about turtles being more common on the beach. So this is more it's not a huge change because you'll see a little bit more turtles, even though you're getting less meat. Standing fires now drain faster, need to be relit more often. Fixed missing collision on plastic panels inside shipping containers. Passenger manifest is now retrievable from plane in save games if it was not retrieved previously, which is great because I know a number of people were not able to continue their saves because they couldn't get the passenger manifest. Well, you don't need it, but it's kind of fun. Fixed missing home icon on Leaf Shelter. Leaf Shelter now collapses after sleeping in it once, making it a one-time only item. Fixed an issue where having both X input gamepad and Steam controller connected. I read one on the Reddit of this issue, so I'm glad that's fixed. Temp Crow art replaced with new Crowbird model. Bunch of audio changes, listing them off. Redesigned Pale Mutant screams to stand out more. Removed some abruptly ending crow samples and added better fading to others. Added snow footsteps. Improved standing fire SFX. Fixed stalagmite sounds sounding like wood when hit. Tent flaps added. Idle breaths added to common. Keep in mind the tent flaps added is a sound, not like actually like flapping in the wind. Added burn FSX to Armsy and Cowmen. Added die SFX to Cowmen and babies. Ooh. Small tin trays now make sound when collided with. Out of audio changes. Collision added to cave door pedestal. Better vertex colors for plants 10, 11, and 13. More turtles added to beach and islands around the world. Yes, there we go. Dynamic damage added to skin shader. Now, I'm not sure if that's referring to the blood and how it shows that damage as you're doing it. If that's like the same thing as the new dynamic blood, or if that's a separate. There might be two different systems working in tandem. Linked creepy mutants to new dynamic damage skin shader to give clearer idea how much damage they have taken. Now see, I'm a bit more confident about the blood. Balanced stealth so hiding is more effective. Lowered range that enemies can hear falling trees. Vertex painted tents so they flap in the wind. Oh, now they flap. Switched laptop color to gray to make them easier to see. Now they're like they're gray, but they look kind of white. They're super obvious. Fix missing underside of large cabin floors, visible when it was built high up on a foundation. Performance change. LOD added for large log cabins, small hunting shelter, and gazebo. Fix for bush 8 exploding when cut. Fix plane crash going through water and terrain at some points. Fix chocolate bars not spawning properly from dead bodies. I always love how it looks like they just like pooped them out and they just pop out. Poop. Increase the length of player stealth bar. Updated enemy layout in Cave 10 and 1. Added mud back in the game. Spawns after rain on dirt terrain only. Use mud to decrease your visibility to enemies, improving stealth. Animal climbing on trees will fall down when the trees cut down. Before they kind of just hung out there for a little while. Tripwire traps are now fully removed when triggered in single player. There you go. Passenger manifest and plain axe are no longer available in whole when already owned. Bare maples added to snow area. We've seen them, just leafless trees. Snow area tree density balanced. New snowy grass textures added for snow area. Wind now grows stronger while up in the mountains. We've heard it. Sounds good. New textures for bush 8 and plant 17. Now I wonder if there's like a list of these plants somewhere so we can know what bush 8 and plant 17 are exactly without looking at the game files. Brighter snow texture on snow trees. Bare blueberry bush added to snow area, replacing regular blueberry bush in snow. Player can no longer chop up buddies. Player can no longer chop up bodies, not buddies, with blunt type weapons. Fixed bug where player being hit by swinging rock trap whilst holding log sled could break game. New yacht model with access to inside. Yeah. Snow version of bush 2, 3, 8. Increased fog visibility and exposure compensation while in snow area. New billboards added for snow area. Now usually those are like flat planes that face you at all times. So like for grass, if you ever look at it closely and you kind of like rotate your character around, sometimes you might see grass rotate with your camera. It just makes it really efficient for the game to render because they don't have to make a whole bunch of objects. I'm not sure what it's referring to with those billboards though. Added condition to complete the Explorer Cave 2 task from to-do list. The task is triggered after hanging scene. Okay, so the hanging scene is when you first kind of get your butt kicked. You're hanging upside down and you have to grab the axe that's above you. You grab it and you cut yourself down. Player must now be fully submerged to get cleaned up / stop fire while in the water. Almost fully submerged. Balanced tree cut down cutting and strength formula. It is now easier to gain strength while doing frequent exercising. Good nutrition conditions still apply. So you have to make sure you're still eating well. Otherwise you kind of ruin your growth for a while. Like it's actually counterbalancing and punishing you for a little while for bad management. And so you can't just immediately start eating healthy and then expect that to change right away. It's kind of like a process that builds on itself, and so you have to take that build up away. But if you're in good health, then it's easier to gain strength. However, exercising a lot one day than not other days will also cause the kind of that build-up issue. So you start to grow in these certain quantities that have to be taken down before you can actually make progress in another direction. Basically, it's like sleep deprivation and sleep fatigue, and you have to pay back more sleep than you actually lost just to gain back to a normal state. Underfeeding is now based on time spent below 50 fullness. If player has been underfed and eats, he cannot get overeating points regardless of the time with previous meals. Cleanup of some of the eye-level stalactites in Cave 6. Replaced old white tents with flaps and wind versions. Fixed an issue with stippling not resetting properly. Fixed food sometimes ending up with none status. And that is patch 30. A lot of great changes, a lot of good fixes, and we have about 30 days till the next patch. I hope everybody enjoys their holidays, whichever ones are left. There's like 26 near the end of the year. And I look forward to seeing you at my next video. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.